So when you think about global agriculture, there are two major challenges right now. One is the world population, which is going to be 10 billion by 2050, and another is climate change, which is obvious, and we are already seeing the negative impacts of climate change. So to handle these major areas, we have to think about multiple disciplinary, multiple countries involved in these big proposals. And one of the projects we are working on is called Transforming India's Green Revolution by Research Empowerment for Sustainable Food Supply. In short, it's called TIGRESS, which is a multi-institute and multi-Indo-UK project, which is funded by BBSRC GCRF program, Global Challenge Research Fund program. And in this one, we have more than 25 partners, where we are trying to handle, as I mentioned, it's a multidisciplinary big project, where we are trying to handle starting from different aspects of the climate change and the food supplies. So basically in this TIGRESS program, we have 6 major programs, which is called flagship programs, starting from flagship 1 to flagship 6, in which we are trying to, we have economics, we have impact studies, we have how we define this revolution in second revolution in India for green revolution. And then of course there are water management, how we can save water from agriculture. There are different parts of the program, and there are of course there is some upstream discovery programs as well. So there are 2 flagships which are really for discovery programs. One is on heat tolerance, again is related to climate change, and in that one we are working on wheat. And there is another program which is called Flagship 2, which is I'm leading that particular program, which is on the water use efficiency and photosynthesis. So photosynthesis we are trying to handle only in the clammy. Right now we are trying to understand how clammy, which grows in the ocean, how can be that so efficient in photosynthesis, how we can learn from that particular single cellular organism and translate that into the crops. And the second part of the big program, that's Flagship 2, is the water use efficiency in sorghum and pearl millet. So that's basically, if we talk about smart food, smart crops, which is already climate change ready, millets and sorghum, they are the comes in the top of the list. So we are trying to understand how these sorghum and pearl millet use water so efficiently that they can grow in any harsh environment, very less water, very less input, nitrogen, anything. So, basically in this upstream discovery program, we are trying to dissect the mechanisms, how at the molecular level, at the gene level, how these things are different from other crops. So the idea is to explore the natural variation. In this case, there are a lot of in ICRISAT we have global germplasm collection for sorghum and pearl millet. So we have a small set of those global collections. We are trying to analyze those lines in our screening system, which is very efficient and precision screening system, where we can see which plant or which line is using water more efficiently, which line can uptake water more efficiently. There are different mechanisms. So the idea is to dissect the genes and genomic reasons responsible for these traits which are in the sorghum and pearl millet for water use efficiency. And the bottom line is, at the end of the program, we will have some idea about these reasons, and we can use those information in the breeding program in future. So this program is only for 4 years as of now. I think we'll try to get this extended to the next phase. So so we already in the middle of the program, we already have seen in pearl millet and sorghum a lot of variation exists for water use efficiency traits and in our screenings. And right now we are trying to look for the genomic information, genotyping these lines, and by end of the program we will layer these genotypic and phenotypic information to understand more about water use efficiency traits in these 2 crops. I think ultimately the idea is to, as the name says, is transforming India's green revolution with research and empowerment of sustainable food supplies, as the program name mentioned. So basically, at the end of the day, we want to see the overall impact of this especially on water use efficiency in crops and other management practices and impact studies, how these things can impact this overall agriculture in India. Thank you.